Ladies and gentlemen, JP Morgan just came out and said that the economy is shrinking. And it is indeed shrinking, ladies and gentlemen. There's nowhere near the amount of money that's flowing through this economy like it was in the very beginning of the year because jobs are scarce. They went back and looked at the number for how many jobs were gained, and it was at an all-time low, 245,000 jobs. That's it. And the pandemic is intensifying. Things are just getting worse. And of course, we got people in the Senate and Congress that are of no use to the American people at this point. So this is CNN Business, ladies and gentlemen. U.S. economy is about to shrink. J.P. Morgan warns. Okay, let me play this video.
The U.S. Treasury is cutting funding to the Fed emergency program. Steve Mnuchin says that the program has achieved their objectives. The Federal Reserve is strongly criticizing the decision. Matt Egan is with me to talk about this. Matt, the situation with the Fed and why is the Treasury asking for the money back?
Richard, I think that's a great question. This is a very weird time to take the training wheels off the economy and the financial markets. As you just pointed out, coronavirus infections are at all-time highs in the United States. The economy is weakening. And so that's why even the Federal Reserve was surprised that the Treasury Secretary wants to take back some of these unused funds that were part of emergency programs. The Fed issued this pretty rare statement last night saying that they would have preferred that this money would have stayed in place as a backstop. Now, as far as why this is happening, Treasury is right. Some of this money was unused, and the programs have been effective, but that doesn't mean the money should go away. Remember that the Fed actually was able to unfreeze credit markets without even firing a shot. The mere promise that the Fed would buy corporate debt, including junk bonds, was enough to unlock financial markets. Even companies like Carnival were able to borrow. And so that brings another question about why this is happening. I've got to read you what the typically Republican-friendly Chamber of Commerce said in response to this news. They put out a statement and they said that these political machinations would, quote, prematurely and unnecessarily tie the hands of the incoming administration. Richard, this appears to be yet another bizarre chapter in what can only be described as a debacle of a presidential transition.
Okay, so is it, Matt, I mean, let's get to this. Is it sort of a Yabu sucks, we're taking our money back move by Mnuchin? Or is there, I mean, even though the Fed doesn't like it and would like to have the firepower, is there an argument for saying, no, take the money back, as Mnuchin says, and let Congress redeploy that money where they feel best?
In a vacuum, yes, but we're dealing with a very divided Washington right now. They can't even agree on who the next president is come January 20th. They have for months not been able to agree on how much money and how to spend it on another fiscal bill. So it sort of seems like a risky gambit here to take money that has already been allocated for programs that are working at a time when the economy is weakening and say, let's see if Congress can figure out how better to use this money, because clearly they haven't really been able to agree on much of anything right now. And so that's why I really was surprised to see the response from the Fed. Typically these kinds of disagreements, as you know, Richard, are hashed out behind the scenes. And in this case, we have this public disagreement where the Fed chief is saying, listen, this is not what we think should happen. I think that is pretty telling here, Richard.
All right, y'all. Wow. I don't want the next one. Okay. All right, y'all. So you heard that. So the bottom line is this economy is going to shrink. There's no way around it. I mean, if you don't have the same kind of money flowing, and we see that Congress and the Senate, they're not about to do anything to lift a finger. Too much disagreement and not enough work is being done in Washington. So, look, just look at it this way: America's going to go into 2021 in disarray. And as this thing keeps getting worse, COVID right now is in complete charge of the US economy. You know, and I know some people are like, oh, they're going to make us take the vaccine. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. And this is why. They can't even make people put a damn mask on out in public. Now, if you can't even do something about that, how are they going to hold all of us down and give us a shot? Okay, America can't even keep everything under control without the vaccine. So when that vaccine comes, they're going to have a terrible time. And just remember, COVID is spreading in leaps and bounds right now. And how do you know these people that are going to administer the shot won't get sick with COVID? They got a big problem on their hand. If people keep getting sick, including healthcare workers, they're getting sick. They're not being spared. These pharmaceutical companies and these folks that are getting together to give this vaccine out, they're going to get sick too. Don't think they're not going to get sick because they're giving out vaccines. Yes, they are. They're going to get sick. And it's not going to be the smooth transition that they're looking for. As long as this thing is exploding in the country, there is no telling what's going to happen from one day to the next. But y'all, please tell me what you think. This quarter looks really bad for America. And the labor markets are down, and people are losing a lot of confidence altogether. You know, and we know people that can't find work, they're in their own depression. And then you got all of these small business owners that are saying if we have to face another shutdown, they are not going to be able to recover their business. So we're at a major, major stalemate in the country right now. But y'all, please tell me what you think. I don't see this happening, all over the world. It certainly ain't happening in Africa. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.